we're still gearing up on the Titan Reforged realms, playing my rogue. These realms are ones that came out only in China, but they're not like a private server or anything. It's an officially licensed Blizzard product. And as a Westerner, it's possible to play, but it takes a lot of extra steps and it's kind of complicated. But I can pin put in the video description if you're watching on YouTube. There'll be a link to like a Google Doc that helps you get set up if you're not a Chinese citizen. So it's a lot of extra work, but if you want to, you can do it. We're working on gearing up my rogue here. I got good stuff so far. Oh, here, we're going in on the boss. I'll show you guys the gear right after the boss. Tricks of the trade on my tank. Gosh, I love Wrath of Lich King Rogue. Is my favorite version of Rogue from the first 3 expansions, for sure. Oh, we have a dead damage dealer already. Dead tank. Something is clearly wrong in this group. Awkward. The damage dealer died almost instantly, and then the tank died shortly after that. We need Gundrak, though. Okay, we need Gundrak, because we need to get the gored hide leg guards from this dungeon, okay? They're very, very good. And also the hemorrhaging circle. This gives me plenty of time to show the gear. Helm of Cheated Fate, Necklace of the Chrono Lord, Spaulders of the Careless Thief. We got these out of the Nexus today. And we also got Sphere of Red Dragon's Blood from the same Nexus run. That was super lucky. Ice Strikers, Custodians, Drake Champions, Paper Cutter. We got this gun thing. We got a Mirror of Truth. Yeah, so the Titan Reforged realms, they're basically Wrath of the Lich King, but what's special about them is all the raids from Vanilla and Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, they're all scaled up to be level 80 raids, 25 player, and all the loot is like redesigned with new stats and new set bonuses and new stuff. So like a new, you know, get to combine different set bonuses and have fun and try different things. I'm pretty excited for that. And I'm pretty excited to go into those old Vanilla and Burning Crusade raids with a version of Rogue that is actually good. You know, like Wrath of the Lich King is my like favorite version of Rogue from the first 3 expansions. So, love that. Right. Last time I was doing dungeons, I was playing combat. And today we're playing assassination. And I'm saying I like this a lot more. We got 6 points subtlety, 21 points combat, so it's a bit of a hybrid build. We're not going all the way down to in assassination, but we go deep into combat to get Blade Flurry, and then we're only 44 points into assassination. So we miss out on Cut to the Chase and Hunger for Blood, but in exchange we get to pick up Blade Flurry, which is quite nice, especially for dungeons where we get frequent use of Blade Flurry. Now, I do see my dagger is... Oh my god, it's 2 durability away. That's possibly going to be an issue. I might have to port out, repair, and port back if that causes a problem. Do other entrants swim when you are under-geared? Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going wrong. I have a bit of a communication barrier with most of the players here because they don't speak English, and I don't speak Mandarin. Am I tricksing the wrong target? I have one guy marked as a tank. But is he not actually the tank? Need to kill these things as quick as possible. The tank's taking way too much damage. He's dead again. This is actually the worst group I've ever been in. We are legitimately struggling to kill this boss. We're gonna have to figure out something different. This is not how I was expecting this Gundrak Dungeon to go. Now my weapon's broken. Yeah, let's look at the healing output. Let's look at the death. The first death, 28 seconds in. Ardent Defender, Sacred Shield, Flash of Light, Beacon of Light, Flash of Light. Drakari Golem. Tank-wearing cloth. I could load up my translation software. It sometimes does a good job, sometimes not so good. Let's see. Need repair. Teleport. Let's see. We got a Hearthstone Dalaran to get a quick repair. I've got my translation software now. Might help us understand what they're saying. Sometimes the translations are good, sometimes they're not. We just go right into here. And by right into there, I mean right over here.
Good day to you.
Repair. Teleport to dungeon. Okay. Okay, we're good. It's all going to be worth it, guys, when the Gourd Hide leg guards drop, okay? We've wiped on this boss, what, 3 times now? I wonder if they, like, changed who's tanking what. Alright, let's see if we can get a translation of this. Let me see what's wrong. How is that possible? I've fought many times. It's fine. Healer. Can't move the healer. It's the first time I've been so entangled. Me too, bro. Me too. This guy's definitely the tank. Okay, so I'm definitely Tricks of the Trading the correct target. I've got him set as my focus. I now have Kings and Might instead of Wisdom and Might, so that's good. I'm gonna go directly... Oh, we killed one of the golems and it didn't respawn. So we actually only have 1 golem left. That's actually super good for us. It's gonna be way less damage on the tank with only 1 golem to start with. There we go. Okay. Okay, I feel like we can finally beat... We were progressing on this boss, and we're finally gonna beat it this time. We got a good start here. It went into the elemental phase, and no one's dead yet. Merging. Uh-oh. Vanish. Let's go. Damage done meter. Slicey dice. Oh, shit. That's an ad. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. No one's dead. Stunning the ad. Reduce its capability to deal damage to us. Alright, we did it. That's progress. We got the boss down. What is this? Helm of Cheated... Oh, this is the one I already have. Okay. Nice. Alright. Activate the thingy. Did we activate the thingy from the other side? Yes, it looks like we did. Okay, good. Good, good, good. I can do mining on their corpses. Let's see what we get. Geodesic fragment. I think that's just vendor loot. Alright. Good. Okay. We're probably not going to do big pulls for me to do AoE with. Not given the difficulty we've already had. Whatever, we're going for it. 5 mobs, not really enough to make it. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah, I didn't have Tricks of the Trade for that one. It was on cooldown from the previous situation. Well, we were at the top of the damage meter, and then we died, and now we're not at the top of the damage meter, so that's unfortunate. This character, I managed to get super lucky, and I got the Fell Striker in 7 runs. This is a very rare item, comes from Upper Blackrock Spire. It's good in a really, it's very, very good in a very specific situation. Which is rogues trying to do damage to a large number of enemies at once. Like, you have to have a lot of enemies to make Fell Striker be good. And honestly, 5 isn't really it, but I just like using it, so I press it sometimes, even though it's not totally, perfectly, theoretically optimal. So the combination of Titan Steel Spellblade and Fell Striker are basically the best Fan of Knives weapons in regular Wrath of the Lich King. Like, nothing beats this for doing Fan of Knives damage, and it really, really, really pops off against large numbers of enemies, which we're not likely to see very large pulls in heroic dungeons, unfortunately. What enchant did you decide to put on the Fell Striker? Well, in like regular Wrath of the Lich King, I'd put Mongoose on it. It's too low level to receive a Berserking enchant, so you have to come up with something else. Oh, one of the damage dealers is dead. But on Titan Reforge, you can't get Mongoose, because Mongoose comes from Karazhan, and Karazhan is one of the raids that's like scaled up to level 80 and isn't out yet. So I think the best thing I can put on the Fell Striker is a passive 20 agility enchant, which comes from, you know, basically Burning Crusade level enchanting. A lot of the good enchants that I would want to put on it require the item to be level 60 or higher, which this is not high enough for that. So outside of the dungeon, what we've been working on, or what we were in the middle of working on, was going over to Duke Hydraxis in Azshara. Because some people have told me, and I haven't confirmed it myself, that the quest line that Duke Hydraxis offers rewards a pretty high level ring that would be really good to use. So I'd like to go get that quest, do that quest, confirm for sure that, yeah, that is actually a reward. You know, that would be different than the, like, normal version. Quest is very hard at the moment. Yeah, because, I mean, you just go to Silithus and you fight the elementals, but they're overcrowded. So there's, you know, too many people trying to kill them. I mean, I figure it's like 5:45 a.m. Like, this has got to be one of the lowest time, you know, lowest population times of the day. You know, the time for the Chinese realm is 5:47 a.m. One tag in 20 minutes with a group? Oh my gosh. Oh, wait, maybe, okay. Maybe maybe I'm wrong then, if you're just there, Dustbone. Let's see, is this guy gonna resurrect? Does he not have resurrection? What's going on here? Does he not understand that? What is he doing? We had 3 people die. We need the paladin to use resurrection. Did he, like, not train it? Let's see if I can get a translation of what's being said here. I have also activated damage. There was just a no dispel instance, no disengage. Hang on. Do it again. Not out of battle, it got stuck. Huh. Okay. Oh yeah, good call. Activate the little altar thing. Because then they wouldn't have to run all the way around. They could just, if they're going to release and run back, then they only have to run a little ways. Oh shit, I meant to bandage myself. Oh, stuck in combat. Oh. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense if he was stuck in combat for no good reason. I think I shouldn't separate from the group. I mean, it makes sense for us to all meet up right over here. Yeah, I mean, those guys are over there, so why don't I just go also? The fish ain't gonna kill me. Okay, never mind. Maybe the fish will kill me. Vanish. We're good. We're good. We're good. No problem. Paladin's here. Oh my god, he's maybe gonna die to them. I think he needs to press some defensives or some self heals. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think killing the little snakes was, yeah, an attempt to get out of combat because it wasn't clear what he was in combat with. Okay, that's an explanation that totally makes sense. Yo, big Ompi raid. Hello, thank you for the raid. What is up? We're just blasting heroics, trying to get my pre-raid best in slot on my rogue. Hello, Ompi. Hope you had a good day. Hope you had fun. I assume you were Titan reforging also most of the day. I mean, it's pretty much the only cool thing going on right now. I appreciate the raid. Thank you. This is actually working on a third character, Hunter. Yeah, okay. This is my first character. I'm trying to decide what my second character would be. I think, like, Death Knight is a really good choice, simply because it starts at level 55. And that just makes it way easier. Yep. Way easier to max out. You're going Hunter. You have Death Knight and Paladin already, right? So then third Hunter. I'm also ready, Ompi, if we raid together, I don't know if you're still here, and you're tanking, I need you to do really big pulls of lots of mobs at once, so I can pop off with my Spellblade Fellstriker. It really only works with large numbers of enemies, but then it goes completely insane. Ooh, Cloak of Bloodied Waters. Not good for me. But I think that's a good item. Someone's need rolling it. Still playing with the Bing Chilling. Yeah, we're on the Chinese Realm store. What's happening? This also is easily the worst heroic dungeon group I've ever been in. We wiped on the second boss 3 times. We got it 4th try, though. We defeated it 4th try. But I really need the Gordhide leg guards at the end of this place. We're sticking it out, you know, we're making it happen. There's no other agility users here. I mean, maybe these other guys would roll on it. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm thinking I have good odds here. Rhett needing on it for real, dude. I get it that some of these, like, agility and leather items are bis for these strength plate classes or whatever, but it just feels so lame. It feels so lame when a, like, strength plate wearer is, you know, need rolling on your agility leather. It's like, leather is all I've got, whereas that guy's got plate and mail and leather options that he could go for. Alright, here it is. Back out. Actually, we can just evasion this. No, I got 2 stacks of it even with evasion. It can be problematic for this healer to deal with. I think a lot of our problems have been healer related. I'm not certain though. Where are we going? Maybe there's just a lot of problems all around. Oh, I'm impaled. Okay, boss at 30-something%. What? We pulled the trash mob. Are you fucking with me right now? We're wiping. Oh my god, we're wiping on... Oh my god, damn it! Ay, ay, ay. Has anyone ever heard the voice line for Galdara when he resets after wiping your group? Not me. First time for everything. Thor says you spent 277 hours watching? Hell yeah. Happy to hear it. Hope you enjoyed your time here, Thor. Gundrak progression seems to be going well. It's okay. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. It's just gonna take a few more tries and a trip to Dalaran to repair and you know, other stuff. Don't worry about it. You even use Rupture in Wrath? Not with this build, no. Using 2 paper cutters. No, this is a paper cutter and a broken stalactite. I went over the gear like right before the Ompi raid, but I'll go over it again for all the Ompi viewers. This is what we're working with. Helm of Cheated Fate, not Bis. What we want is the Helm of the Watcher out of Oculus. Necklace of the Chrono Lord. Not Bis. We want the emblem item, the pendant of the outcast hero. I'm just kind of holding on to my emblems so I can decide what to spend on them, spend them on based on what heroic drops I get. But emblem item is Bis here. Spalders of the Careless Thief, pre-raid Bis. That's what we want. Ice Striker's Cloak, totally fine item. Other cloaks are very similar to it, but this is probably our Bis item. It kind of varies depending on what other items you have. Custodian's Chess Piece, definitely Bis. Drake Champions, not Bis, but very close to the Bis thing. We're working towards our Wyrmrest Accord reputation, which will give us the actual Bis Bracer. Gilt Edge Leather Gauntlets, Bis. Sharp Barbed Leather Belt, second best. The best thing, again, is a emblem item. Here, Chain Gang Leg Guards. This sucks ass, but we're about to get the Gourd Hide Leg Guards off of this guy, and that'll be perfect. Never Ending Path, Argent Crusade Exalted, Bis. Rings, not Bis. These 2 trinkets are the best trinkets I can get right now, but when the Dark Moon Fair comes to town, I'm going to get the Berserker deck and the Greatness deck. The Berserker card used to be a really sucky item in like regular Wrath, but a lot of basically they removed the resilience stat, and some of the old items that had resilience on them got their resilience changed into stamina. Others got it changed into attack power or hit chance or whatever useful offensive stats. Berserker is one that had 100 passive resilience on it and got changed into 200 passive attack power. The Berserker card is now extremely, extremely good. I think my 2 best trinkets now are Berserker and Greatness. And I bought that Chaos deck to make the Berserker card for 400 gold. The Greatness deck is currently at 2.8 thousand gold because everyone knows about that one. I think the reason the Berserker card / Chaos deck is cheap is because people don't realize how good it is, and it got changed. Here we go. Loot, 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 please. Oh, no! Horn-tipped gauntlets. We had a chance, guys. We had a chance, but it didn't drop. Reroll that. Unlucky. It ended up not being worth it. Let's see. The new ring. Let's see. That script did not work for me. Sorry, Theodrim. We're just gonna have to go do the quest ourselves to find out. Leave instance group. Tank almost died again? Yeah, but didn't. The wipe had your item? Yeah, probably. Probably. Alright, let's see. We gotta talk to a poisons vendor, because I'm out of instant poison. And then we gotta go back to, gosh, Darnassus. Kind of got screwed by having to repair mid-dungeon. Because I was in as Shara before on the way to Duke Hydraxis to try to do Duke Hydraxis' quest. And then I got my random dungeon queue. But then that didn't... But then I had to Hearthstone to Dalaran to repair. So now when I'm exiting the random dungeon, I'm now in Dalaran instead of back in as Shara. Let me try to remember. Where is the poison vendor? I think he's over on the other side, over this way. Yeah, this is where the poison vendor is in Dalaran. Reagents and magical goods. Nope. Okay, wrong one. Locksmith, tools of the trade. Dalaran dagger, Rolfsen's Ripper, winged blades. No, okay, this is not it. Locksmith, three-fingered bandit. Wait, it was the guy in the middle the whole time. I was just being stupid. Okay. Some of those, and then 6 more of them. And we can vendor some stuff. Clean up the inventory while I can. Okay, good enough. Let's start trying to get back to Azshara now. Maybe I should hit a repair before I leave here. Or maybe it's safe to assume that I won't die 6 times in the next heroic dungeon, and you know what, we should just repair before we leave. Hunter's Reach. Yeah, okay, here we go. 7 gold repair. Will you level another character? Yeah, probably. But I'm focused on my rogue right now. I think I'll probably go Death Knight for second character, but haven't totally locked that in. I mean, the character isn't created yet, and until it's created, it's not locked in. Alright, friggin' Darnassus. Farm your Dwarven dice yet? No, I tried to do my Cathedral of Darkness farm, but that farm requires way more gear than this character has. I mean, most importantly, it requires my combined dodge and parry chance to be at least 45%. So then you add 5% miss chance and 50% more dodge from evasion, and then the mobs can't hit you. As long as the mobs can hit you, they'll pretty much just kill you. Do you specific queue or random? I random queued. We already did our specific queues for the day, so we can't go back into those dungeons specifically. We just have to random and get lucky. Is there a community guild to join? Yes. One of my stream viewers called Stranger Than Myth has a community guild going on this server that's like open invite for English speakers. The guild I'm in, I'm not really clear on what the invite policy is. Every time I ask about the invite policy, they always say invites are closed. Yet, every day I see new people joining the guild, so I really am not clear on what the hell is going on with my guild. How many BIS items do you have? I'm not sure exactly. You know, it kind of depends. Like, do you count these as BIS, or do you say you got to get the Darkmoon cards? Do you count the 8,000 gold Dalaran ring as your BIS, or do you say we're going to consider the second best thing because 8,000 gold is unreasonable? Closed for non-streamers. That seems to be the situation. Yeah, Stranger Than Myth. He's in chat. His guild name, that's like open invite community guild, is called Guest Gamers. So once we get the weekly reset, I'll be able to get more of these Titan Embers. Right now, I spent 10 on the Mirror of Truth, and then I'll spend another 10 probably on Jorok's Crocalus skin belt. And then there's 6 to go for the necklace. And then once I've bought the necklace and the belt, then it's like there's some fire resist items I could get that are pretty good. But right now, I don't have enough to buy the necklace and belt. We have to wait till the weekly reset, which is like... Okay, this says the 3rd. I think it's AM of the 3rd for me. It's a bit of a time zone weird thing. So where I am, it's currently Tuesday the 2nd. But on the realm time, it's Wednesday the 3rd right now. Ooh, another random dungeon. Maybe it's a good one. Maybe. Drak'tharon Keep. Not one that we need anything in particular out of, but we're gonna blast it anyways. Set focus on the tank. Oh, wait, the healer immediately left the group. This happens sometimes. Alright, we got a new healer. We're good. This is the hunter. I want to see where the Death Knight is. He's our tank. I don't want to run into mobs without the Death Knight. He's dual wielding. Blood presence. I believe that is not the presence you want to be in for tanking. I hope this isn't another suspect tanking situation. I think he's supposed to be... Is this right? Is he supposed to be frost presence for tanking? Or is that... Am I wrong? We use Tricks of the Trade, help him generate some threat. Frost is tanking presence in Wrath. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, he's in Frost now. Okay, much better. Oh, Great Fork with a change hat request. I must have missed it. I'm sorry. That was 4 minutes ago. Here's the hat change. That's what all the Simonized Show channel viewers do with their channel points. It's hat change is basically the only channel point redeem. Into stealth, out of stealth. Triggers my overkill buff. Gives me a lot more energy generation. How many hats are in the rotation? Like 15 to 20. Depending on what you count. You know, do you count a helmet as a hat? Kind of a hat. Good. Maybe we get a big pull up here. Maybe? 1, 2, 3? Just 3, that's not very many. Fix the trade. Oh, never mind, we're getting more. Switch into the Fan of Knives weapons. Tank is dead, evasion is up. I'm dead too, but I did a lot of damage before dying. Well, we're wiping. I think if 2 people leave the group, then I can also leave the group, and then I won't get deserter, as long as 2 other people leave first. 1 guy's out. We're not getting rezzed here. I better release and run. Man, I swear to God, this is back-to-back probably the 2 worst dungeon groups I've ever had in my whole Titan Reforged experience. That's crazy. Normally, no one has trouble clearing these heroic dungeons. Requeued in the dungeon finder. What board game does the Sky play? Twister. Twister isn't really like a board game. It's more like a giant mat you put out on the floor. I feel like a board game is like you can play it on a tabletop. Okay, so we lost the tank. Oh, we got another Death Knight tank. Hopefully this one is better. Let's see, he's got improved Icy Talons, so that tells me he's at least pretty deep into the Frost talent tree. See how this goes. He's got a 2-handed weapon. I'm not super keen on, like, knowing everything that Death Knights try to do. You know, so I could be wrong with some of these assessments. I'm stunning the ghoul. The tank health is spiking. I'm cloaking. Okay, we did it. I'm on the big guy. Throw a big stun, keep the tank safe. That's good. Okay. Into stealth, out of stealth, overkill buff, slice and dice up. Slice active. He's doing corpse explosions. That's not good. I'm gonna cloak. Hopefully buy my healer a little extra time to heal me. Prevent myself from dying to some bullshit. Dude, the hunter pulled ahead of me at the end. Legs of physical regeneration. Intellect plate. Okay, greed roll that. Is it known if the raids on this server are going to be final patch post nerf? Well, they're all completely rebalanced for level 80 25 player. So I don't think any knowledge of like a pre or post nerf Wrath of the Lich King version of the raid has any relevance to how they're going to be on this server. Dang, no Fell Striker procs there. We could have popped off pretty hard if we got a Fell Striker proc. We'll see if they do this boss. This boss is skippable. When I was leveling up doing normal mode dungeons, people almost skip almost everything they possibly could. But in heroics, people tend to kill bosses more often, I'd say, but still, it looks like we're gonna skip for this one. Drop that Curse of Blood. Alright, onwards. Dude, kind of moving around weird. This guy drops a trinket that physical DPS tend to like an armor penetration trinket. Though I don't know if anyone in this group wants it. I don't want it as a Mutilate rogue. I've already got better stuff than the Incisor fragment. But I know other classes that do a lot more physical damage, like that armor penetration trinket. So maybe we'll do it, maybe not. Everyone's mounting up. That seems like that's a skip. They're mounting up. It seems like it's a skip. Yep, no boss. We got all the other crap. So I got a handy weapon swap set up here. On Rogue, this is something, if you want to do good damage, you have to, good AoE damage, you have to weapon swap. Your weapons that are good for single target damage are just almost always going to be bad for multi-target damage, or not as good as they could be for multi-target damage. Fan of Knives is like a very different ability than your single target damage abilities. And it values different weapons and different attributes on the weapons. So I have a simple one button like macro, so I can switch Spellblade, Fell Striker, Paper Cutter, Broken Stalactite, back and forth easily. So I can use the Spellblade, Fell Striker for when I'm doing Fan of Knives, and I can use the Stalactite and Paper Cutter for when I'm doing single target with like Mutilates and Envenoms. Blade Flurry action there. Tried to get the stealth, but I ran up to him too quickly. Couldn't actually get into stealth to activate my overkill. Faster weapon in the main hand. Oh, okay, so the faster weapon is the one you want to have deadly poison on. Because deadly poison is a fixed percentage chance to trigger, so a faster weapon just means more triggers, right? Instant poison is a variable chance to trigger, so a faster weapon means a lower percent chance to trigger per hit, and slower means higher percent chance to trigger per hit. So for instant poison, you kind of put it on whatever weapon, but deadly poison has to be, is preferred to be on a fast weapon. Deadly poison, just raw, is going to have a higher percent chance to trigger per hit than instant poison. And the weapon that's in your main hand gets a lot of extra chances to trigger that poison whenever you use an ability like Mutilate or Envenom. That's an extra chance to trigger your main hand poison. So you want the poison that has the higher chance to trigger in the main hand, so you get those a higher chance to trigger off of your abilities, and that happens to be the deadly poison one. And the deadly poison one is the fast one. We got male intellect and plate strength. Neither of those are any good for me. Greed, need, and we're out. Leave instance group. Oh, I got the limb regeneration bracers. Okay. Let's see. Requeue for random heroic as we continue to fly to Azshara. Let me mix up the music. Music is kind of lame right now. What's going on? What should we do? Diddy Kong Racing? Dude, this is one of my favorites, yeah. Go Diddy Kong Racing. Do 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 do. Killed him twice in Wrath Classic, and after that we continued to fail over and over. Funny thing is, our raid leader exclaimed, "Now it's on farm," after we one-shot him the second time, then it couldn't kill it again. Yeah, 25-man heroic Lich King. Yeah, in Wrath of Lich King Classic, I killed that boss one time. And one time, and then our guild did not try to kill it again. We went back to, like, farming, and then basically most people kind of just lost interest. I lost interest. Dank War, hello, how's it going? 3-minute queue time, not bad. Why you have hat on inside is just what we do here. We do a whole bunch of different hats, and you guys, the viewers, can do change hat requests as a channel point reward. So, then, people like that. That's just what we do here. Like Greg Fork doing a change hat request right now. Boom. New hat. I pick this one. Lich King is the true final boss of Classic. Nobody cares about Ruby Sanctum. Yeah, dude, Ruby Sanctum came out in Wrath Classic. I didn't even log in again because Season of Discovery was already out. I'm not logging back in for fucking Ruby Sanctum. Dude, at that time, I had way too many Black Fathom Deeps GDKPs to do all day and all night on my 8 different level 25 characters. Hang on, I'm closing the window blinds. It's getting dark out. There we go. Ruby Sanctum is the leaked phase 10. It'll be back. Kill Lich King and then play Sod was the way to do it. Yeah, that's what I did. What a great time, BFD GDKPs. I remember probably the funniest thing that happened in a BFD GDKP was like we finished a run, and out of like I kept a record. I think it was like 35 BFD GDKPs that I did, and I recorded every single one. I recorded the payout. I recorded what I spent on it, so I had a lot of good data. And I had one single run where the raid leader ninja'd the pot and just logged off after they finished bidding out the items and didn't pay anyone. It happened 1 out of like 35 runs I did. So yes, it sucks, but it wasn't a common occurrence. But what I thought was really funny is there was one guy in that run, like not the raid leader, who was like, yeah, I don't mind it that much. I got my loot. I'm okay. And was like not upset. And I'm like, that is the most obvious gold buyer ever. Someone who just like doesn't care that someone ninja'd the GDKP pot and then like openly is like, yeah, I got my loot, it's okay. I remember Strike of the Hydra. I remember, yeah, okay, this was in a different group. I was on my warrior. There's this two-handed sword called Strike of the Hydra, and then like it bid up pretty high, and I was like, you know, up to like 50 gold, and I was like, you know what? I'm out. It's too expensive. It is really good for my character, but it was too expensive. So I passed. And the hunter who won it, because he was like trying to melee weave or whatever, he won the bid, so he bought the item, and then he like regretted it or something and didn't want it anymore, and then sold it to me for like 35 or something after the raid. He was like, I changed my mind. I don't actually want this very much. So you want it for 35? And I'm like, cha-ching. He was literally just trying to bid you up. That might be the case. I'm not totally sure. You know, you'd have to ask him. I forget who it was. It wasn't you, Dankwar, was it? I know you were in those groups with me, but I don't think it was you bidding against me on that sword, right? And then the next raid we were blasting. Right, we were blasting so hard because then we had Strike of the Hydra. Ooh, random dungeon group? Okay, please be Gundrak again. Gundrak would be my favorite. If we got Oculus, I mean, I wouldn't be happy about it being Oculus, but we'd potentially get some sweet loot. Halls of Stone? Okay. Okay, Halls of Stone, we could potentially get the Epic Dagger from the last boss here. It's a very small upgrade over the weapon I have right now, but technically better. Okay? So, let's poison up. Yeah, and also, it's purple. So, that's always a plus. Poison these guys up also. And set focus the Paladin tank. We got a few mobs here. Pocket Fan of Knives. Please be good. Please be good. Oh, Fellstriker proc, but I'm out of energy. Oh, double proc Fellstriker. Okay. Yes. Okay, that actually worked out. Okay, that worked well. Back to regular weapons. You got a Fellstriker? Yes, I got a Fellstriker in 7 runs. I got super lucky. Or they buffed the drop rate. I'm not sure which. It's possible that there's a buff to drop rate of Fellstriker on this server. I'm not going to do hundreds and hundreds of runs to get some statistically significant number to be able to say for sure whether the drop rate is buffed or not. I'm just not going to do that. I have my Fellstriker. Problem solved. Here we go. This is a lot of mobs. Cloak. Fell striking. Alright, top of the damage meter. AoE pull. Let's go. Love that. Into stealth, out of stealth, tricks of the trade. Slice and dice, 4 mobs. Not fan of knivesing this. The Shardling's gonna aggro? Maybe? Yes. Okay. Just unfortunately not at the same time as all the other stuff. My Dark Rune Giant in and out of stealth. 3 mobs here. Just earned a World of Warcraft drop. Did this get announced? I don't know. Almost all the drops are like associated with retail WoW, so I kind of don't pay that much attention to them. Sometimes they have a drop going and they just, you know, automatically add it in for every World of Warcraft streamer, even if they're on Classic, and the drop doesn't really apply to Classic players. So I'm going to be honest, Eddie Bear, I do not know. I don't know. This thing's dead. Target the next one. Healer is... Oh, healer's dead. Okay, I'm gonna stun the mob. Reduce the damage my tank takes, because we no longer have healing. I can't do a Vanish cheap shot. Vanish is on cooldown. That'd be another way for me to reduce the damage the tank takes. I'm dead now. I can't do anything. Unlucky. How many hats do you own? About 20. Prot Paladin casually doing 4.4k. Look, if he would have pulled bigger, I would have been able to out-damage him. It's in the, like, awkward middle, where it's like, I can out-damage him on single target, and I can out-damage him on, like, 8 or more targets. But in between, maybe not so much. Blasnit with a change hat request. Okay, no more bowler. Let's go for a spicy one. Boom. The stovepipe. You want the full screen stovepipe? I'll show you. Wait, we should release Spirit. Boom. Look at that. Project Remy says this man is almost as bald as me now. Look, it's thinning out, it's receding, but it's not bald yet. It's balding, okay? There's a difference. Going tree form, does this slow him down? No, this version of it doesn't slow him down. I think some versions of this ability reduce the druid's movement speed. You are bald AF. Dude, how can I be bald? Look at all this hair on the side of my head. You guys see that? That's hair. If you have hair, you're not bald. Okay? My man ready to make the Gettysburg Address? Hell yeah. No difference between your hair and going bald. Right. That's the distinction I'm trying to make. I may be going bald, but I'm not bald yet. Bald is when you have none left. Big Blade Flurry action here. Stun to stop that spell. You're dead. Reroll this. WTF Love says shaving your head is actually goated. No longer have to deal with washing hair. Yeah, but I mean, if I shaved my head, I would definitely grow out the beard, and then I'd have to wash that too. I don't think I could do the fully bald, no head hair, no beard hair, no facial hair, like nothing. I think if I were to shave off the top, I'd let this part, you know, this grow out. Are we not starting it immediately?
Now keep an eye out. I'll have this linked in 2 shakes of a...
Warning. Life form pattern not recognized. Archival processing terminated. Continued interference will result in targeted...
Washing self is a DPS loss? Well, think about this. If you have less hair, then you spend less time washing yourself, because you spend less time washing the hair, and then you can spend more time doing damage in World of Warcraft. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, the more hair you have, the less damage you can deal in World of Warcraft.
That's just my game.
Joke's on you, says Toxiferous. You have a PC in the shower. Now that's optimal. I respect that. Man, this is possibly the lamest dungeon. No, I would say Oculus is lamer than this one. Oculus being a vehicle dungeon, that's the worst. This is second worst dungeon in Wrath of the Lich King, I'd say. And this dungeon is only bad because of this specific boss, which is just stand around and kill trash mobs for like 5 minutes. Violet Hold. Man, what I started liking about Violet Hold is, when I was doing like leveling dungeons, right? Whenever I would get Violet Hold, I'd be super happy because Violet Hold is one where you can't skip the bosses. And I really liked doing the bosses while I was leveling up. But most groups would skip every boss they possibly could. But like doing the bosses is where you get the loot. Excuse me, sorry. Doing the bosses is where you get the loot. And, you know, getting loot is exciting. So the fact that people were trying to skip every boss they possibly could was like, you know, annoying or whatever. I didn't like it. But, you know, I get it's like the most efficient experience they could get is just finish the dungeon as fast as possible. So, okay, whatever. I get it. But Violet Hold, they can't skip any of those bosses. So they have to kill them. So I was like, yes, we're killing 3 bosses here. Alright, next wave we can Blade Flurry.
Hang on. Nobody's gonna be sanitized as long as I have a say.
So much waiting in Violet Hold. I don't think there's that much. They spawn the portals pretty quick, I would say. I don't feel like there's too much downtime. There's definitely some downtime, you know, you can't just hold W the whole way. But I don't feel like the amount of waiting in Violet Hold is that bad.
Security failsafes deactivated. Beginning memory purge and...
Alright, he's looting. What do we got? The two-handed Sword of Justice. I agreed, roll that. Then we talk to Bran. Think. Yep. There. And then we teleport out of dungeon. And then teleport back in. And we'll be right back at the start. Which is close to the last boss. Where the dagger's definitely going to drop. And then we're going to get the Flesh Shaper. And then I'm going to put a Berserker on it. And that's going to be great. Gonna save the Blade Flurry for the boss, I guess. I don't know how quickly we're gonna get into it, but you know, I want to pump big damn on the boss. Oh, we aggroed from behind. Tried to buy us some time with a distract, but it was not enough. Congrats in advance, says Toxiferous. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really excited that I got this dagger. Yeah. Is there any class you never played? I don't think I've ever played mage. Like, even a little. I don't generally like casters. What, he's doing the rings again? What the fuck? Oh, the Death Knight is dead. And dagger? Yeah, never mind. Okay, it didn't. The game must be bugged. It was supposed to drop. You guys all know it was supposed to drop. Oh well. Frozen orb, frozen orb. Okay. Then we say 8-8, which means bye-bye. Alright, leave instance group. Unlucky, no dagger. This is why I'm holding off on putting the berserking on my broken stalactite. Is like, if we happen to get that dagger, yeah, I'll put the berserking there. But if we go into raid with broken stalactite, that's fine. It simulates as like 5 DPS under the epic dagger from that dungeon. So it's like not a huge deal. You up for random. Alright. What are XP rates? How long does it take to get to 80? We get double. Joyous Journeys experience and rep gains increased by 100%. And for me, it took me 4 days of playtime to get to 80. You absolutely could do it faster. I leveled professions and did like random shit and was logged in and AFK a whole lot. So like, I certainly wasn't doing an optimized like speed leveling thing. And I got there in 4 days of playtime. Genova Hero says, what the hell, this dude wearing another hat every time I'm tapping into my browser? Yeah, dude, that's kind of just what we do here. I mean, I have a lot of hats, and every time someone does a change hat request, I just put a different hat on. That's the best channel point reward. I mean, look, personally, I think it's one of the best channel point rewards on Twitch, okay? You know, there's not very many places where you could spend channel points to get more value than this. Boom. New hat. Can you wear the baggy hat and give us the Corey from Trailer Park Boys impression? I know Trailer Park Boys, but I haven't watched it very much, so I don't know. I don't remember which character is Corey. Let me see if I can Google that. Corey from Trailer Park Boys. Like a do-rag? Trailer Park Wiki. I don't have a do-rag to wear. Unfortunately. Let's see, it's this island, right? For Duke Hydraxis. Can't go much farther on land. So, let's see where I can jump off and start swimming. Also don't have any slow fall. This could be a little dangerous if I don't land in the right spot. I'm gonna go for this. I thought I was gonna go farther. Oh. Okay. Did not take fall damage there. I thought I was gonna fall damage and die. There's the island we're going for. Coral Shell Lurker, Great Wave Thrasher. You can also get the Storm Shroud armor patterns out here. One of them drops from the Murlocs, and the one of the other ones drops from the Giants. These, can I see any of them? No, there's the Giants that they're like the Giants. You know what I mean. Storm Shroud armor is sometimes good for Fan of Knives in like very particular circumstances. It's a old armor set. 3 pieces of the set gives you a bonus. It says 2% chance when dealing damage to restore 30 energy. And in some situations, that's a good thing to do to help you fuel more casts of Fan of Knives. Can you check if run, print, get item info working for you? No, we're just going to do the quest. We're going to get it. I don't need to see it ahead of time, I think. Oh, wow. There's a lot of dead people here. Greater Stormers and Rumblers. Greater Dust Stormers and Greater Desert Rumblers. Then return to Duke Hydraxis in as Shara. Okay, so that's Silithus. We're in as Shara right now, so I think this is a Hearthstone angle. Hearthstone to Dalaran. Port to Ironforge. Fly up to Menethil, boat to Theramore, fly to Gadgetzan, and then I have to ride from Gadgetzan all the way into Silithus, because I don't have any of the other flight points. Oh, Caverns of Time. Yeah. Okay, I forgot. You're right. You guys are right. Caverns of Time. Yep, I forgot about that. Yeah, right up here. Way better. Never mind. Dungeon time. Alright, we can make it through. Someone canceled the queue. Guess we just ride west. I already have gadgets and flight point. We just ride to right about here, where you can walk into the crater. Does this directly show the reward for this quest? Ooh, Violet Hold. I don't know if there's anything in here that's good for me. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't think there's anything that's like pre-raid bis, but there might be items that are better than what I currently have, you know, just upgrades. Devilsaur farming in Titan Reforged? I don't think that's gonna happen. Last boss has a purple dagger. Like a caster dagger? I don't think there's a purple dagger for rogues. Like agility dagger. That one comes from Halls of Stone. Unless there's another one and I'm not thinking of it. Are all streamers on PvP too? To my knowledge, most of the English-speaking players who are playing this game are on the PvP 2 realm. Three mobs, not really enough to make Fan of Knives good. Log damage. Reroll this. Stoicho77, thank you very much. 22 months of support, coming up on 2 years. Thank you so much for the continued support on the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you're really enjoying the stream. Very much just Wrath right now. Yes, most of the experience so far is basically just accelerated Wrath of Lich King leveling. The main new content is all the vanilla TBC and Wrath of Lich King raids being scaled up to level 80, 25 player, and fully like redesigned, rebalanced loot. And the raids aren't out yet, so we don't get that just yet. But we should be in Molten Core in, less than a week from today. The guild has a couple different sign-ups. I signed up for 2 out of the 3 days that they're trying to do. Level 80 glaives. Yep, it does mean that. Boss time? Is there a daily dungeon quest? I'm not sure. I didn't look. I haven't heard anyone mention or talk about that. So, my guess is no, but I haven't looked for it. Tricks of the trade, enter stealth. Oh, this guy's full hunger for blood mutilate, this other rogue. Whereas I'm like a hybrid combat with Blade Flurry, so he doesn't have Blade Flurry. This fire damage taken is increased. Oh. Whatever will I do? Laventhar's Talisman shield block rating and block value. Yeah, that has nothing to do with me. Maybe I can skin this mob, though? Okay, no one seems to want to loot it. Oh, there we go. 9 Borean leather. Wait, what? He just dropped 9 Borean leather. That's a lot. Imagine playing Hunger for Blood is annoying when you have to apply a bleed yourself. Yeah, I find it generally not good in dungeons. I think this version, like, where I get Blade Flurry is way better. It's not dependent on putting up a Rupture to bleed for to activate your Hunger for Blood. Blade Flurry is just really, really good. Yeah, I think this is a way better version to use for dungeons. We could peep his gear, see what he's working with. I think he's got a Namlax, looking at the appearance of it. Yeah, Namlax with instant, Paper Cutter with deadly. He's got the correct poisons on the correct weapons. Hood of the Furtive Assassin, Slashers, Ice Troll, Ice Striker, Exotic Leather. We got a DPS now, we can't keep peeping his gear. Let's see what else. Drake Champions, Permits, Proto-Hide, Boots, A3 Expedition Ring. It looks like he's making good choices on his gear. He's just probably pretty fresh and not super geared up yet. Like, he's got a lot of quest screens and stuff. But the things he does have and the, you know, poisons and the way he put his weapons on make me think he knows what he's doing. Is the impression I get. Although, I would say Fan of Knives on 3 targets is not a good idea. Just doing that. This Prot Paladin, not as much DPS, but takes 0 damage. Yeah, man, if someone joins my group as a tank, I'm more interested in them not dying than I am in them dealing damage. So, I'm loving this. Fan of Knives is just fun to push. That is absolutely true. And, you know, I've been pressing Fan of Knives at times. You know, it's not theoretically optimal to be doing so also. I'm kind of excited to get to Silithus and see how incredibly overpacked that zone is. SK Gurzy says, nice stream. Well, thank you. I'm glad you think so. Hope you're enjoying watching. I think 2 Slayer pieces from Sunwell Plateau are bis for Phase 1 Wrath. Yep. You get 300 fire resist yet? Nope. Eat. Someone gonna press one of the things. Okay, someone pressed one of the things. Good. Oh, we're getting knocked around. Alright. Looking for another one of the little switches. I thought there would be one nearby. Oh well, there's not. When is going to be your first raid? I'm not sure which group I'm going to get into, but I signed up for a Saturday and a Tuesday group that my guild is hosting. SK Gurzy with a Prime sub. Thank you very much for your support. Welcome. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're having a great day also. Thank you. Thank you so much for your Prime. Sod over asks whatever. Yeah, that's been over for a while. Yeah, Sod has been dead for a while. Not a lot of people. There's still some, but not very many people still raiding in Season of Discovery. Guess your guild is Chinese? No, the guild is mostly English-speaking players. Orion leather expensive. It's like 30 to 40 silver each. So like this is 7 or 8 gold per stack. So not that expensive, but you know, we're gonna put it in the auction house. We're gonna make some money off it. Worth putting in the auction house, that's for sure. SK Gurzy says, I enjoyed watching your classic and SOD videos a lot on YouTube, but don't often watch Twitch. Thanks as well for making all the educational content for Rogue, Sim, Spreadsheet, Theorycraft, etc. Well, you're very welcome. Very welcome. You know, I kind of like that kind of stuff. You know, figuring stuff out. Once I figured it out, though, it's boring, you know, to actually execute, I think. Well, sometimes. I mostly like figuring it out. You know, can I do this farm? Can I make this item work in a build? Can I make this build work? That's the most fun thing. And, you know, when it comes to Titan Reforge, there's all this new gear. There's new stuff to figure out, you know? Can we make AoE pulls work in Molten Core for Rogue? Can we, you know, mix and match some of these new set bonuses in new ways? So that's exciting for me. This is a multi-mob pack. I did the fan there because I needed to put them onto the tank, and I had a Tricks of the Trade on the tank. The tank was behind me, and I was up ahead. So I needed to make sure they didn't kill me. So I needed a button that would hit all of them immediately to send them over to the tank. We got portal over here. This is a group also. Oh, the other rogue says he's gonna put tricks on me, probably for the damage gain. Then I should put tricks on him so the threat balances out. Nico got Dono. Oh, change hat. Oh, sorry. I missed it. Change hat from Nico. Boom. Sorry, Nico. There we go. Change hat done. What benefits come from skinning? Being able to afford a Dark Moon card greatness. That's the main benefit. And then I'll drop it and get something else. I've got an issue here. Alright, what do we got? Staff of Trickery. Maybe that's good for, like, hunters or druids, but we got none of those here. Greed, need. In this boss. I think the other rogue has skinning too. I saw him picking up some leathers. Alright, whatever. Who cares about the skinning? Let's bounce. Leave instance group. Sarah Sepe, thank you for the Prime Gaming. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you very much for the Prime Gaming support. That I appreciate that a lot. You know, everyone watching and priming and tier 1ing and everything, all the donations come together to make streaming a possibility for me, and I really appreciate that. Just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone, and Sarah Sepe in particular, who just subscribed. Yeah, I mean, this is like, for me, it's a fresh server that I've, you know, never played on before, so when I made this character, I had nothing in my bags at all, so I needed to figure out some ways to be able to earn gold. Okay.
Checks for reminder.
So I just went double gathering from the get-go. I went mining and skinning, and, you know, at first I was just like, I'll figure out my professions later. I'll figure out what actual professions I want to go later. For now, mining and skinning, generate some gold so I have some spending cash so I could get my mounts, my training, my whatever enchants. You know, I don't want to be spending a lot of gold right on the get-go to level crafting professions that, you know, might be difficult to earn gold with. Sprouts says, thanks for the reminder. 17 months Prime subscription. Thank you, Sprouts. Thank you very much for your long-term support of the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day and enjoying the stream. We're back in the random dungeon queue. Queues are going pretty quick. And we're getting close to Exalted with Wyrmrest Accord. That'll get me a Epic Bracer that's a little bit better than this one. Could keep our eye out for a rare spawn in this area. The Queen of the Hive. Queen something something rare spawn. We could also go underground and get that mithril. Oh, there's 2 mithrils under there. It's like 10 gold. We gotta do it, dude. Gotta do it. We gotta go for the mithrils underground. Mithril's pretty good. Do 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 do. How much do you estimate is going to be greatness there for first ID? Well, let me say, every day I check it, it costs less. Most recently, it was 2.8 thousand gold. So I could buy it right now if I wanted to, but why would I? Every day I wake up and I check the auction house and it costs less. So I'm not in any rush to buy it right away. Oh my god, there's a third node down here. Alright, we got Mithril. Little diversion to get some gold. What was the other one? There's one right there. We're out of range of it right now. Small thorium. Okay. Get out of here. 2.8k, extremely cheap. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, remember, like, when Wrath Classic came out and they were, like, 25k or something, right? But Wrath Classic was, like, you know, there was 3 years of built-up wealth on the server already, because that server played through vanilla and played through TBC, right? This server was just fresh. You know, fresh Wrath of the Lich King. So there's way, way, way less built-up wealth among the player base. So, like, things just can't cost as much as they could on a server that you know, is 3 years old. Yellow rock. I don't know if this is even valuable. I'm pretty sure it's not very valuable here. Silithus full of underground nodes too could be poggers. Yeah, if we can't tag any of the mobs we're going for, we could always just divert and do that instead. Normal dungeons don't drop any money. Yeah, that's one change they have here. Is the mobs in dungeons do not drop any raw coin, right? They still drop like random grays and greens and cloth and whatever, but 0 raw coin off of dungeon mobs. And I think it's kind of like a anti-botting measure, you know, one of many measures to make botting, you know, less lucrative. Beachhydro, hello. Thank you very much for the Prime Gaming, Beachhydro69. Welcome to the stream. I know you've been talking to me, helping me out with some stuff in the game. I appreciate the support on the stream as well. Thank you very much for that. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you're enjoying the show. More Mithril. To 7 ore. Solid Stone's probably gonna sell decently well also. You know how much was greatness in Sky Fury? I have no idea what Sky Fury is. I think when we run through Ungoro, we could go straight across to get into Silithus, but I think we're better off getting the flight point right up here and then going to Silithus. So I'm not sure if you can connect directly from Gadgetzan to Silithus flights. I think you might have to have the Ungoro flight point in the middle to be able to do that. Sajman says, I must told you what happened. Now I played Naxpug and Kiss of the Spider dropped and one guy had 4 rolls. And he rolled 99 and then I rolled a 100 and won it with only 1 soft res. I felt bad for the guy. That's just how it goes. That's just how it is. Congratulations on Kiss of the Spider. That's a huge trinket, Sajman. Oh, shit. Dude, wait. I saw it on the mini-map, but this fucking paladin got my thorium vein. Alright, where are we going? Asjol, Ahn'Kahet, the Old Kingdom. There's another one where I do not know if there's anything good in here. Oh, it's Tactics. He's in my guild. Set focus. Yo. If you can pull 10 plus mobs at once... Hang on, I'm falling behind, dude. I'm trying to type. It's a duration. The tactics that makes our XP. I mean, I think this is the same tactics, yeah. Fix the trade. Hit this. Oh. There we go. Got some big hits in there with a little Spellblade action, Spellstriker action. Like he's going to the right. Is he gonna pick those? No? Doing. Trying to grab these without the others, I think. Yeah, okay. Were you able to actually get Fellstriker, Titansteel already? Yes. Yep. Got them both. Fellstriker in 7 runs. I bought the Spellblade before I bought Dual Spec, before I bought Cold Weather Flying. Spellblade was a high priority item for me to buy. I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was going for. I know what I'm about. I bought that Fellstriker before I even hit max level. Ooh, immobilized. Shit. Did I say Fellstriker? I meant the Spellblade. The Spellblade's the thing that you can buy. You can't buy a Fellstriker. Nah, these guys are weak. Fuck them. Oh, no, we got beast. I don't think I can do this in Heroic, where I run up there and click the other one, because I think those mobs will pretty much one-tap me. In normal mode, I always go to the other platform, and I stealth up there, and I hit evasion and cloak, and I sprint in, I click the orb, and then I sprint away, and I vanish. And then the group doesn't have to clear to the second orb. Here, I think that'll get me killed. In Heroic mode. Fuck. Okay, bandage myself. Web Winder Gloves. Okay. Only one way to find out. Well, Tactics is heading up here anyways. We're okay. Frostbolt. Wait, these guys have gold coin on them? That's unusual. Did I just not notice this in the heroics? Do the heroic mobs have coin on them, or what's going on? Does anyone know about that? Why do these mobs have coin? Heroics seem to have coin, says Graffiti. Okay. I guess you can't really endlessly bot farm them. So, like, if the goal was to reduce bot farms, there's no... You don't need to take the coin out of heroics. Because the heroics have a daily lockout. Even if you could figure out how to solo them, which I guess that's not that much of a stretch, you still can't repeatedly farm them because of the daily lockout. He's teleporting everywhere. Oh, this one has an extra boss in heroic mode. It has the fungus guy. I wonder if we're going to kill him. We skipped the boss number 1. I'm going to guess we're going directly to the last boss. We'll see, though. Necklace, intellect. No good for me. Reroll that. Someone wanted it, though. We got a need roll. That's always good to see. Taisu says you just checked your Nova instance tracker and you're getting gold in normal Wrath dungeons? Oh, shit. I wonder if that's like a thing they just changed recently. They put the gold back in the dungeons. Did any of you here kill Ek in Gundrak? I've done 4 Gundraks so far. Maybe 3. No, I think 3 Gundraks. None of the groups killed Ek. Tinkerwell with a change hat request. Boom. Got it. Fish monster is, yeah, that's Ek. He's in Gundrak. He's a heroic only boss in Gundrak. And this dungeon has another boss. I don't know what he's called, but he's like a giant fungus monster that's also a heroic only boss. Alright, healer is drinking. We're waiting. That's okay. I got 15 seconds on this Tricks of the Trade. It'll be fine. I'm gonna hold cooldowns for the insanity phase. I think they're better spent clearing out that phase quickly. Trying to clear it out quickly. Damn hunter NPC disengaged away from me. What a disaster. That didn't even go fast, and I saved cooldowns for it. Oh, I thought we were done. Went back to the boss. We weren't done yet. Hunter's done. You're done. Got him. The boss mechanic. Okay, so the way it works is he casts Insanity, and then everyone's in, like, their own little insane asylum. And it creates a, you know, false image of each other party member to attack you. And then when you've cleared out all of your false images, the 4 mobs that spawn around you, then you enter someone else's insane asylum, and you can see their false images and help them kill them. And then you can only go back to attacking the boss once everyone has cleared out all of their false images. Does that make sense? Oh, we gotta go up here and burn the Watcher corpse. I don't think I had the quest to do that. So I don't think I actually had to do that. Great dungeon, yeah. Oh, look at this. We spawned into Ungoro. 2 resource nodes. Alright, let's queue up again. Tactics? Hey, welcome. Thank you for tanking the dungeon. It was great. In and out pretty quick. Love that. Oh shit, what's this guy doing? Level 57? Yeah, he better not mess with me. I'm level 80. He'll get effed up. Need more Gamba? I want to switch your hat. Alright, what could we could, next time we get a dungeon queue, I can put up a stream Gamba of, will I get any upgrades this run? Would queue up with you so you have faster queues, but doing a few specific ones for gear instead of random. Oh, did we just get the reset? Hang on. Could do specifics again? It did reset, so... Yeah, we could, you know what? Screw it. Let's do our specifics again. I didn't realize that it had reset. Gundrak. Don't need Nexus anymore. Oculus we need, and Keep we need. Yeah, the resets tactics, they happen like in the middle of my stream for me, right? So it's, if I do them right away, then they're reset by the end of the day. But now if I'm going to do them now, they won't be available in the start of the stream tomorrow. So, you know, whatever. Oh, shit, there's one. Yeah, he's got it. Okay. I need Oculus if you want a tank. I mean, sure, yeah, Riani, if you're on, message me and I'll reset this queue. We can go together to Oculus. That dungeon's the worst. Alright, just Oculus you need? Ooh, small thorium? Let's go. Dagger from Halls of Stone? Nah, we don't really need the dagger from Halls of Stone. It's like 5 DPS better than the thing we already have. So it's absolutely not a priority to obtain it. It's very much a who cares whatever type of situation. Is the assassination blast still hitting the same like it did in normal Wrath? Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. A lot of fun playing assassination in the dungeons. Alright, we get a little flight point here. Oculus. Planning on raiding with Ompi at all? He's in the guild. I don't know if I'll get put into the same raid as him. We got a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of stuff. At change required 3 minutes ago from CK. Boom. There we go. Alright, let's set focus. Riani. Tricks of the trade. Oh, shit, all my poisons are gone. Hold. There we go. Okay, the poisons are back. What? What's the matter? You're disconnecting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not ideal. Oh, wait. He's back. He's back. He's moving. He's moving. He's doing stuff. We could be okay. Alright, he's not moving again. We could be not okay. Mounted? Mounted? We'll see how this goes. It's not enough mobs. They're not close enough. Oh, don't go that way. Come back this way. Oh, shit. Alright, that thing's mega stunned. Can't do anything else to help control it at this point. Oh, Tricks of the Trade off cooldown. Now I can do something. So, Riani, what item do you need out of here? I need a helmet off of the last boss. Mask of the Watcher or Helmet of the Watcher. Whatever it's called. How's the connection speed to these Chinese servers? I'm getting around 200 ms most of the time. 187 right now. Not bad. Totally playable. I mean, it's not like the 40 ms I get on US servers, but this is a game with a 1 second global cooldown. You know, this isn't Counter-Strike, you know, where you need like fraction of a second decisions and aiming and stuff like that, okay? Male intellect gear. Okay. Here we go. Boss time. Where are we going? Where are we going? Your stealth. Exit stealth. Slice up. Blade Flurry, Trinket activated. Human Racial activated. Oh, I got Unholy Frenzy. Let's go. 20% physical damage increase? Yes, please. Uh-oh. Almost dead. Cloak of Shadows did not die. Interrogator. No, thank you. Reroll that. Bronze Drake, please. Did I get Blessing of Protection? God. When you get Blessing of Protection, you can't attack. The worst. Alright, Dragon. Alright, up we go. Yeah, we had started with 4 mobs, but once they summoned the 2 ice spheres, we were up to 6. And then I was like, alright, I'm a fan of knives. Oh, those ice spheres are getting instantly taken out. Maybe we didn't actually have 6 mobs for as long as I thought we did. Geist Gloves of Power. Don't need those. Donnie says eating waffles and drinking Coke. Watching my favorite American streamer. Well, that sounds like a good evening. We can pop off Blade Flurry this next pull. It'll be good. Could have Blade Flurried this one, but I kind of noticed that Blade Flurry was available, just a little too late. Ooh, I don't have tricks for this, so that could cause issues. See if Riani can keep up with the threat. He probably can. Yeah, no problem there. Stupid drakes and stuff. We aggro anything? Like, no. Okay. Wait, Riani's on Amber Drake also. Do we have anyone on Ruby? Oh, yeah, okay. We do have a Ruby and Emerald. Okay. Normally, my expectation is the damage dealers pick Amber, the tank picks Emerald, and the healer tank picks Ruby, and healer picks Emerald. But as long as we have one of each, it should make the last boss pretty easy. If we do any kind of configuration where we don't have one of each, then it can be a little suspect on the last boss. Definitely possible, but harder. And it's like, I'm not looking to make this dungeon any harder than it needs to be. Oh, shit. Oh, I can't mount up. Can't mount while in combat. We got these aggroed. What can I do to them from here? Nothing? I could vanish and then mount up? Yeah, they're just gonna kill him. It'll be fine. Classic Oculus situation? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Mirror of Truth is up, and my trinkets proc. Big, big Cold Blood, 5-point in Venom. Love that. He's dead. Male Agility, Crit Attack Power, Intellect. Reroll that. Alright, up we go.
What do we have here? Those that would defy the spellword.
See, I give Riani Tricks of the Trade damage bonus. He gives me Unholy Frenzy damage bonus. It's fair, right? That's fair trade. HDM Rengar says, "Sup, Simon, was in earlier but didn't say anything. Hope you have a good stream." Well, thank you. We're just, you know, we're crushing it on Titan Reforge, doing a bunch of heroics, gathering some gold, getting our enchants, our gear, our everything ready to go for the raids that are this week. Do a little bit of skinning, then we'll get back on our Drake.
Still you fight. Still you cling to misguided principles. If you survive, might be in the
Is my Sphere of Red Dragon Blood not in my Blade Flurry macro? I thought I did that earlier today. I wonder if it reset the macro when I got disconnected? Yeah, that's probably what happened. Oh, shit! Wrong mount! Oh my god. Damn it. Oops. Since I mounted wrong mount. Sorry. Damn it. Yep. Yeah, we needed to click the thing, not do the keybind mount. Dishonor yourself and your family. Oops. Awkward. Minus 50 credit. Oops. Oh, they just pulled the boss without me? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's fine. Oh, he's dead. Wait, I didn't even tag him. I don't think I get loot off of him. Oh, well. That was not the boss I needed loot from anyways. Pendulum of Telluric Currents. Yep, not for me. That's fine. This is what we need. Mask of the Watcher or whatever. Why is he stunned? Someone aggro him already? No, he's just chilling. Okay, now he's aggroed. Alright, get over the ground here. Then we just do number 3 until we get up to 10 stacks. Then we do number 1. And then we run away a little bit when he does this. Oh, there's the orb that's chasing me. Just get away so it doesn't explode on me. Immune. There we go. Okay, goes invisible again. Not invisible, immune to magic damage. He's dead. Alright, Mask of the Watcher, please. God damn it, we have to keep coming back to this goddamn dungeon. God damn it. Is this good for Riani, though? No, it's intellect, never mind. I saw it was plate, and it was epic, so I thought maybe. That was a dud? Yeah, that sucked, bro. Bro, Riani, at the end there, I mounted up on my ground mount and then jumped towards boss 3. That was the wrong one. That was the wrong mount. Yep. Alright, well, you don't need Gundrak or Utgarde Keep, do you, Riani? Those are the two I'm gonna try to specific queue now. I can tag along. Okay, if you want to, let's send Gundrak. That's the most impactful one for me. Gundrak Heroic. Utgarde Keeps kind of like whatever, but Gundrak has some big items. Okay. Rogues take less falling damage. Right. Rogues do take less falling damage. But when you fall that far, you're still toast. Oh, your ring. The hemorrhaging circle, agility, expertise, attack power, stamina ring. That ring? Yeah. I know that ring too. It's okay. I'll just roll higher than you. That's okay. That's okay. I understand. Can I be bread instead? I don't want to be toast. I mean, you know, whatever. You could be sure, you could be toast. Or bread, I mean. Let's see. I'm trying to find the way out of this stupid place. Did I go too far south already? You know what? That's a problem we can solve later. Oh, look, wait, there's a rich thorium node. Oh my god, this guy has to decline Q. Please decline Q. Wait 5 more seconds, 3 more seconds. 2, 1, 0. We got the loot. Nice. I think I went too far south already. I think it's like right up in the corner. It gets you up into Silithus. Yeah, the twin pillars there, that designates the entrance. If you were a bear, what kind of bear would you be? Grizzly bear. Because they're the coolest, and I don't know very much about bears. Polar bears are the biggest. And actually, you know what? Polar bears are technically cooler than grizzly bears because they live in, you know, ice places. Alright, is the damage dealer going to decline this time also? Nope. Okay, Gundrak. This is the one, you guys. This is for sure. This one's going to be it. Now, Riani, last time we were in this dungeon, we had some trouble. We actually did 3 progression attempts on boss number 2. And we also wiped on Galdara one time. So, I mean, the bar's pretty low for you to do better job at tanking than my last group. So, I'm hoping we can do better than the last group. Let's have a repeat. Some goddamn Gundrak progression. Alright, we gotta get some new peeps in here. Do worse? Easy clap. Oh my god. Please no. Alright, we currently have 0 agility users here. I like that. No hunters in here. No other rogues. We're moving. Vanish. Change target. Oh yeah, threat. We enter stealth. Tricks the trade. I'll put up an exposed armor. Stunned. Lame. I might have to put up another exposed armor here. Okay. Alright, can we interrupt the third one? Nope, too slow. Alright, skipping the rest of this track. Elden Ring, Cult of the Lamb, Hollow Knight, Ori and the Tavern music soundtrack. Okay, this is a good soundtrack. Okay, we clicked the altar. Time to go. What do we got? Intellect Cloak, Spell Power. Not for me. Oh my god, every time someone does Army of the Dead, I get extremely scared now. Because I've had I've had Death Knights get me killed on last boss of Utgarde Keep by having that fucking thing out. And I've had Death Knights get me killed on last boss of Asdrul Narub because their stupid Army of the Dead taunts the boss when it does a frontal cone AoE ability. And then I'm dead. And now I'm like really scared every time I see Army of the Dead. Gotta get out of that poison. Taking too much damage, I think. When the tank's hurting, I'm not getting healed as a rogue, right? So I have to be conscious of my own health. Good. Bracers of Divine Elemental. Intellect, spell power. Okay. We might not make it through. Oh, that guy turned around. Okay, fine. Alright, if a big pull pops off here, you know, with patrol plus multiple snake pack, we could do some big Fan of Knives damage, potentially. Get it? Fuck it, we're going for it. Not quite. Did not pop off in the small time window I had. Ooh, evasion. There's a Fan of Knives. Fuck. I had the poison on me, and I went for the cloak button, but I just was just a little bit too late. We tried. We bumped pretty good there. Until we died. And then we were not pumping anymore. Wonder what happens if I just don't get Mask of the Watcher. Like, are there any other helmets with meta gems that I can get more reliably? Proper rotation, spam Fan of Knives, then release Spirit. True. True. Yep. No Fell Strikers. There we go. So when you don't have a Fell Striker proc, it's good to cool up the energy a little bit. You know, if you can wait that long. So that you press a Fan of Knives, and if you get a Fell Striker proc from that Fan of Knives, you then have enough energy to cast another one that would benefit from that Fell Striker proc, right? So if you hit Fan of Knives right when you get to 50 energy, and then you get a Fell Striker proc off of it, the Fell Striker proc's gonna fade before you get another 50 energy to cast another one. Engineering goggles? Yeah, but then I'd have to go engineering. Engineering's like, yeah, that'd be a good option, but I don't think I want to be engineering. Violet Hold Heroic has a leather helm. Is it like with a metagem socket? Isn't the engineering glove enchant insane? It's not much better than what any other profession offers you. And also, it doesn't do anything for Fan of Knives. The engineering glove thing is a haste benefit, and haste is essentially a dead stat, like a do-nothing stat when you're talking about big AoE. Riani jumped too early. I learned this already. You cannot jump early. It doesn't work like that. Curious of Gad says haste is only a dead stat for AoE if your GCD is already at 1 second from breakpoints. I don't think you're understanding what's going on here. And rogues have a 1 second global cooldown to begin with. Haste does not affect rogues' global cooldown. Haste does not benefit your energy generation directly like it does in later versions of the game. Rogues do AoE damage in a, you know, kind of special way. Right? So a lot of things are weird. Pretty much you just want as much attack power as you can get. Just as much raw attack power as you can get is the best way to stat your character for AoE. Let's put a big expose armor up there. Evasion. If I live this. Yep, we're okay. Stampede coming through. No, no, we got yeeted away. No. Okay. Come on, Gord Hide Leggings. Please, please, Gord Hide Leggings. Please, 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 please. Fuck! It's the gauntlets again. Fuck! Got those last time, too. Reroll them. Need roll this. Need roll that. Reroll that. Alright. Good run, Riani. I don't know if you want to do Utgarde Keep also. But if you want to stick around, I won't say no. Sure, we're here. Okay. Right, Utgarde Keep. Kind of curious how incredibly camped it is in Silithus here. The DK yoinked your gloves? Wait. 34 against 31? Wait, the DPS DK took the defense rating gloves? Yikes. That's a yikes. That's a yikes. Unlucky. What's the name of this hat? Yeah, I think it's called a Nushanka, like Theodrim says. Oh, wait, mineral node on the minimap? Mithril in Silithus. I thought Silithus would be too high level of a zone to have, like, any mithril spawns. Lots of mithril in Silithus. I mean, I thought it was like a max level zone, so I'd only be seeing like small thorium and large thorium. No, we don't need anything out of the mailbox. We probably should talk to the vendor, though.
How may I aid you?
Watcher's corpse dust. Just get rid of some of this crap. Alright, then I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Hopefully this dungeon doesn't pop. Be right back. Okay? BRB. Okay, we go quick. Oh no, it just popped. Okay, I can hold it. Or we could just accept Q and then take a bathroom break. Wait, that's a way more reasonable thing to do. Yeah, okay, there. We accepted Q. I just quick bathroom break. 1 second. Okay, they didn't vote kick me yet. What we're looking for here is the crossbow. Unfortunately, there's a hunter in here, so we may have a drama moment if the hunter thinks, I shouldn't have the crossbow. We were late to join that poll, but we still did a bit of damage at the end. See you on China News tomorrow morning. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hunters can go kick rocks. Yeah, I agree. All right, settle in here. Achievement Accord, achieved Wormrest Accord. Oh shit, okay, I have to switch to Ebon Blade Tabard. Oh, I didn't even, I wasn't even locked in on that, almost hitting Exalted. Alright, so that gets us a Epic Bracer. It'll be pretty good. Eat. Got the overkill bonus. We'll play Flurry next pack. moving fast. I like it. Okay, okay, good. Keep shot. Raid out. 4 dudes here. Yeah, we didn't really have anything to do there. Here, we can maybe do better. Expose? Up. Slice up. Good. What do we got? Wand? I think this is good for casters. Yeah, we got a need roll on it. That's good. Please swap out the reputation bar. Sure. Knights of the Ebon Blade. I don't think I really have any other reps that I need. Could maybe go for Kirin Tor, Revered. There's a pair of legs you can get off of them. Just assuming I'm never going to get Gourd Hide leg guards. Which would be a tragedy, but we could, you know, plan around, you know, protect ourselves from that by leveling up Kirin Tor rep. Nice little weapon swap into big explosion of Fan of Knives damage. Morbin time? Yeah, we're Morbin. On and off every once in a while. A little bit of Morb here and there. Got obliterated. I'm killing this thing. Victory. Alright, alright. Slicey dice. Little human racial. Expose armor up. Expose armor is mostly for other people. The Assassination Rogue loses damage applying it compared to the debuff just not being there at all. But it's definitely helpful for the whole team, like, overall damage output. Dagger of Betrayal. shittier than the thing I have. Yeah. I do not need that. Pick the spell. Invoker? Any loot, big man? Today we picked up Spalders of the Careless Thief, Sphere of Red Dragon's Blood, Sharp Barbed Leather Belt. And we're hoping to see a Drake-mounted crossbow here off of this last boss. Trinket's very nice. Yeah, I mean, we did one Nexus and we got both of these. Careless Thief and Sphere, so that was super lucky. Well, one Nexus today. We did a Nexus yesterday and maybe the day before also. And we didn't get anything. Alright. Good. I think this debuff on him that he puts out, the Dreadful Roar, I don't think it really does anything. It's increased shadow damage taken. I can cloak it off. Fixes the trade. Crossbow, please. Crossbow, please. Please, 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 please. Crossbow. Nope. Staggering leg plates. Oh, those seem like those are okay plate legs. Maybe for Riani, maybe. Who knows? Greed roll that. Need roll that. Need roll that. Greed roll that. Yeah, okay. Grats, Riani. Good stuff. Are those DK pre-raid bis? Maybe. I don't know. Leave instance group. Okay, I'm back to just random queuing now. I don't have any specific dungeons I need at this point. We locked, got myself locked to all of them. So, Riani, if you want to random queue with me, that's great. Or if you have like one or two particulars you want to do and then random queue, I'd also be down for that. Down to do a random, then bedge time. Okay, one more. We'll just hit a quick random queue. We gotta go see how packed the Stormers and Rumblers are in Northwest Silithus. People were saying this was like insanely giga camped, like impossible to get any mob tags. They're called Greater. Oh, here's some player corpses. There's some enemy faction. Uh-oh. Yeah. Doesn't look like it's gonna go well. I'm gonna stealth right here. Yeah, every one of these little gravestones, that's a player corpse right there. Yep. The hunter might have track hidden active. Yeah, I don't think he saw me. Alright, they're camping these spawn points. It seems to be pretty horde dominated on this layer. Jesus, they got like a goddamn detection field going with consecration there, hunter right here, big stack of people right there. Yeah, on the Chinese client, there's no, like, skeleton. Ooh, we got Nexus? Is this good for me? Not really. There's a chest piece from the last boss that I would roll on if no one else needed it. It's like, has a lot of hit chance on it. So if I end up with too much expertise on my gear and not enough hit, I would make the swap from this to the hit chance one that drops here. Alright. Fresh poisons. Did you choose the Gear Up Booster Annual? Yeah, I figured that was worth getting. I got the annual subscription for the booster service. Not like in-game character boost. This is like a ping accelerator or something. I don't know if it's the same thing as a VPN. I'm not totally sure on that, but it was recommended. So I gave it a try, and it was obviously pretty good. So then I was like, okay, this is worth getting to try to connect all the way over to China, halfway around the world. It's split tunneling. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that means either. So oh, we haven't done Nexus. We done Nexus? Yeah, we did Nexus Heroic, but we never do this boss in the Nexus Heroic groups, the groups that I do. This guy in normal mode isn't even a boss, but in heroic mode, he's a boss, and he drops stuff. I've just never done him before, you know, on these realms, I mean. All my other groups skipped him. What do we get? Plate, intellect, gloves. Alright, greed roll. Come on, pop off with the Fell Striker. It's not going, it's not going. There it is. Yeah, not so good. We got knocked back. Enjoying this client so far? Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to do the raids, man. I'm excited to do the raids. That's the main thing that's new and special here. Like, I've got Wrath of the Lich King Rogue, which is the best version of Rogue, most fun version of my favorite class, and I'm gonna be able to go back and do all these old raids that I only previously got to do on really bad versions of Rogue. I mean, Vanilla Rogue wasn't too bad, but Burning Crusade Rogue was absolutely not a fun experience. Oh, we got one guy dead. Wrath Rogue was one of my favorites. Rogue's pumped pretty good. Yeah, absolutely. Yo, Rabscuttled with a prime. Thank you very much.
More from the Rogue Discord. You're doing the Lord's work, Hatman.
Thank you, Rabscuttled, for the prime. Thank you for a year of support on the channel. You've now got your top hat sub badge on the Simonize show. Congrats on that, and thank you so much. And I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you're enjoying the stream, man. Wait, it's just instantly dead? Okay. Go. Damn, Warlock doing Seed of Corruption on 3 targets. Is it really that easy for a Warlock? 3-target Seed of Corruption is all it takes. Did China get Season of Discovery when it came out for North America? No. To my knowledge, that was because there was like a falling out between NetEase and Blizzard. NetEase is the Chinese distribution company, and Blizzard's the game developer company. And you know, to access the Chinese market, you have to work through a Chinese company. That's how their laws are. So, you know, the partnership between NetEase and Blizzard needed to be good for the Chinese market to gain access to World of Warcraft. And they had some, you know, the details aren't clear, but they had some kind of falling out in their contract negotiations, and they didn't refresh the negotiations. So, you know, all of China lost access to World of Warcraft for like a year-ish or something. I don't know exactly how long that lasted. And part of that was, you know, during when Season of Discovery was coming out. That had nothing to do with us, so why would this version not be made to play for us as well? I'd love to know it, and I don't think Blizzard has been really clear on that. You know, a lot of people have said, oh, this version's China exclusive because China didn't get SOD, and to me that doesn't make sense. It's like China not getting SOD, it's like all the Chinese players are frustrated and unhappy because they're not getting the cool new version of WoW. So the rationale of like, oh, they're getting this because they didn't get SOD is like, oh, they were frustrated, so now we have to make the other half of our customer base frustrated. It's like a lose-lose situation. NetEase developed this, not Blizzard. I don't think that's true. But I also don't think it's really been explicitly said. There's a lot surrounding this where people say things that they don't know for sure, and they say them as if they are fact. And, you know, as far as I can tell, the details of the business arrangement and who did this and who did what are not clear. My guess is Blizzard developed this and licensed it to NetEase. Welcome to the internet in 2025. Misinformation abounds. Dagger almost broke. We'll make it through. We'll just use more Titan Steel Spellblade action, you know. You know, if the paper cutter breaks, we'll just switch to the Spellblade Fellstriker and do that with single target, and it'll be not great, but we'll get through the dungeon. The problem with this damn paper cutter is it's such a fast weapon speed that it hits way more often and loses durability way more often because it hits way more often than other weapons. Where's my Fellstriker procs? There we go. There's a proc. Oh, I'm stunned. No! I got stunned. And then I didn't get to press the next fan of knives with the buff active. Oh well. How long did it take you to farm Fellstriker? 7 runs. I think I got insanely lucky. To my knowledge, it's a 2% drop in regular Wrath of the Lich King. I have no idea if maybe it's buffed in this version. The drop rate is buffed. I don't know. But yeah, it took me 7 runs. And normally that's a 2%er. Durability looking like still 5. Yeah, we're definitely making it to the end of the dungeon. As long as we don't die, we're making it to the end of the dungeon with this dagger intact. Dude, I'm so ready to deck this character out with Night Slayer, Core Houndtooth, and Perdition's Blade. That's gonna be good. Frozen Forest Kilt. Roll that. Then we bounce out of here. We go teleport out. Oh my god, they're gonna kill me, actually. I need to teleport in really quick. Okay, okay, we made it. The Horde were definitely still there. I got Devouring Plague and Vampiric Touch on me that quickly. item level on Fell Striker. It's required level 58. You cannot put enchants on it that say requires level 60. So no berserking, no executioner, no 26 agility, no greater potency. You're actually pretty limited on the enchants you can put on this. In like regular Wrath of Lich King, I would be putting Mongoose on it. But Mongoose comes from Karazhan, and Karazhan's one of the many raids that got scaled up, so that's just not available right now. Maybe it will be later. But I think the best thing I can put on it is just a plus 20 agility that comes from Burning Crusade enchanting. Yeah, I mean, we might have a new version of Mongoose, too. That could be true. There we go. Let's see. War Mace, that's the MP5 one. Greed roll that. The shield is not the chest armor I was looking for. Which is totally fine. We don't super duper need that chest armor. Okay, sweet. Good dungeons. Riani, thank you for coming in and helping me get them fast queues and making the dungeons nice and smooth. I appreciate that. Hope you have a good evening. And I know you said you were going to bed, so good night. We'll probably go for 1 or 2 more rando dungeons, I think. See if we get lucky with another Gundrak or something. Leave. I'm gonna enter stealth, then leave instance group. Here's for the runs. Good night. Yeah. See you later, Riani. Maybe we'll see each other in raid. I don't know which raids we're gonna get rostered into, but that would be cool.